Welcome to the Tech Sales Funnels podcast, where we dive deep and answer the ultimate question: how did you hack into tech sales? Each week, we bring you inspiring stories, proven strategies, and insider tips from top performers who've cracked the code to break into tech sales and thrive. Whether you're just starting out, making a career pivot, or ready to level up, this is your go-to space for actionable advice and real-world success stories. Let's crack the code together, because hacking into tech sales isn't just a dream, it's your next move. Now with your host, the founder of Tech Sales Funnels and the tech sales hacker himself, Davison Da Silva.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Tech Sales Funnels podcast. This is Davison Da Silva, the tech sales hacker, your host. And today I'm super excited to talk with Marcus Jewett. I believe I got that right. With my Portuguese accent. Welcome, Marcus. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. I am doing fine, Da Silva. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And by the way, Marcus is at Microsoft. He's a PDM. He's also a DJ. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Okay. And I'm on LinkedIn all the time because what I do, I'm connected with people. And the content that he's putting out there, his message, all the things that he does to the tech sales community is amazing. So if you're not connected with him, you should definitely connect with him. Check his content out. And I really wanted to have him on the podcast today and dive a little bit about an extra layer of who Marcus is, and then get some nuggets from him. Awesome. So on a high level, Marcus, let's take Microsoft and the whole PDM and DJ out of the way. Who's Marcus? I always like to ask that question for someone who never met you before.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus is somebody who really likes, and this is me personally, let me just talk in first person. I'm somebody that really likes to find the light and the hope and the opportunity in any circumstance. That's something I've always had, or an affinity I've always had. It's like versus focusing on a problem, I try to focus on a solution, or I'll find the silver lining in any cloud. So I was originally born in Houston, Texas. Enjoyed the world there. It was a great city. My family is still there. After high school, I got into an internship at a radio station and moved into radio for a little while as an intern. And eventually somebody didn't show up and they said, "Hey, do you want to get on the air and talk tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure do." So that's kind of what kind of lit that fire for music. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But did the radio thing in a part-time capacity for a little while. I went to Texas Southern University in Houston, which is HBCU, with a degree in communications, which fit perfectly for what I was doing in the time. And then a little further down the line, life started lifing, got into a relationship. We ended up dating, ended up getting engaged, ended up having kids, got married, and life started happening. And unfortunately, being in that radio world wasn't necessarily conducive of kind of doing the whole family thing at that time. So I had to push away from that, and I got into sales, which also felt like a really natural fit for me. I've always enjoyed talking with people and connecting with people. So, once I got into the world of sales, and I started off in retail sales and moved up the ladder quickly. I ran a big box operation for a while. Kind of as an assistant manager or a top salesperson first, and then just kind of scaled my way up into an assistant manager role, all the way to a general manager role, which ended up me becoming one of the first youngest district managers, the first person of color to be a district manager at the organization that I was working for. So I was really excited about that piece of it. But to sum it all up, I'm just somebody that's a person that really looks for the opportunity in every scenario, every solution. I look for solutions in every scenario. And I just like to connect with people wherever I can, open doors for people, and just bring some positive light in a world that everywhere you turn, there's always something that could try to bring you down. I feel like I'm the anti-answer for that. I want to bring positive into people's lives.
I love that. So this is literally the first time. First of all, we thought we knew each other. We thought that we even had connected before.
Yeah,
but I think this is the very first conversation we're having. I feel like I know Marcus for so long already, and I think maybe it's the vibration that he's bringing, the positivity, the energy. I have seen on his posts and the things that he does. So I by the way, I also have a degree in communications. So
Okay, good.
that's something that we have in common right there. We're
Common thread.
brothers. We're here trying to help and save the world in our own way. Um, Marcus, can you? So you brush it up really fast, like your successful career already in retail, and which was amazing. And some people can make a career of that and even retire. What made you want to transition to technology, to tech sales? How was that? How did you hack into tech sales? Let's answer that question first.
Yeah, I mean, is it okay to be a little personal here,
Oh,
or no?
100%. That's
Okay, well,
a good
in the
time.
spirit of just being transparent, I go through my challenges like everybody else, and so where I was able to scale in my career in the retail sector, the long days, the weekends, the missed holidays, it eventually started to take its toll on me, took its toll on my marriage, and that ended up folding, and it was really because when you put in these 70 hours and you're never home at night, you miss all your kids' games, you're not there during the week, you got to be, at the store on Black
Mm-hmm.
Friday at 3 o'clock in the morning. It took its toll and it finally caught up with me. So I knew that I was somebody that had an affinity for sales, and being in sales was something I wanted to do. So then I thought about the rest of my life. I looked at it. I was like, well, what else do I love aside from sales? I like music, and I also like technology. I like electronics. I like just anything that's techie. Always
Mm-hmm.
kind of like got my interest. So I moved to Austin, and this is how the whole district manager thing came about. I was in Houston. They
Mm-hmm.
promoted me to the district manager at the big box retailer in Austin. And just kind of through that journey, I met some folks in my network, and ended up talking to a friend of mine, and told him that, hey, I'm thinking about getting into a different field. And he said, well, why don't you come in? He was a general manager over at Dell. And I'm
Okay.
thinking, okay, I know Dell. Like, dude, I just got a Dell, right? So that's the commercial that came into my head. And so I started to talk with him. He put me in contact with some people that worked on the sales side, different sales leaders. And at this point, again, I'm a district manager, a pretty senior level with my current organization. I was able to parlay that into a managerial role going into Dell, which,
Oh wow.
I didn't have a lot of technology experience at the time, especially selling like IT type solutions, whether they were on prem. The cloud was still very new at that time, not
Mm-hmm.
really what we have today. But the one thing I understood was people, and how to manage
Mm-hmm.
people, and how to motivate people and get the best out of them and help them be the best version of themselves. So I took those skills, transferred them over to Dell, and yeah, I just they gave me a group, they gave me a patch. I was working in the healthcare and life sciences space at Dell, responsible for a team of account executives as well as inside sellers, and was able to turn that
Wow.
into a very, very successful career for about 7 or 8 years working at Dell here in Austin.
Wow, that's amazing. Not being technology, but you understood people, processes, and I was a retail manager also for 4 years.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and right after college and all that. So there's a lot of people management, customer service
Oh
is
yeah.
huge, it's big, especially in sales.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
so a lot of transferable skills. So there's a lot of people out there wondering, is tech sales even for me or not? Any recommendations for those people that are like even on the fence right now? Like, let's start at that level, then we're gonna go all the way up to the whole sales tech
Yeah,
sales.
I think IT is a great industry to consider a career in. I've thrived here. I feel like I'm where I belong, and I hadn't had a chance to tell you the last chapter of that journey that I ended up taking a shift into Microsoft, which is ultimately where I wanted to be. You see the hat,
Yeah, I'm
so
getting to the Microsoft.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get to that here in just a moment. But when you talk about sales, it's all about the relatability of people, number one, because the way I look at it, sales is all about how do you connect with a customer. And remember, customers, clients, however you want to look at them, it's all about the three P's. It's
The
the
human.
people, the product, or the price. right? Do they like you? Do they like the price? And do they like the product? So if you can help tie that together, and then also understanding what a customer's need is, what their pain point is, what whether it's something for them on a personal level. Obviously, if you're working in IT, it's more working for an organization. So understanding what are their business objectives, what's keeping them up at night, what are their business challenges, and then finding the solution within your organization. So if you're looking to get into IT, I think it's a wonderful career. Now, it's a very evolving world right now, because
Mm.
we could spend another 30 minutes just talking about the wave of AI and how that's going to change business processes across nearly every organization on the planet today. But it's never been a better time, because if you come in and you embrace this world of AI, don't look at AI as a threat, but understand, how can I work alongside AI? How can I take the skills that I bring to the table, leveraging AI to kind of almost accelerate that, make me more
Mm.
efficient in the things that I'm doing or the work that I'm doing, and you'll find yourself in a good spot. But yeah, I think IT it's a great field to get in. It's always changing, it's ever evolving. There's always something new that's in the pipeline that's coming out. And just when you thought, we've reached a peak of, technical savvy, there's this new technology that's coming out. Just think about it. 2 years ago, if somebody
Mhm.
would have mentioned, a technology like Copilot or Chat GPT, and thought that it would take hold the way it has today, that all you would
Mhm.
have to do is work alongside an AI bot, and ask it to do tasks or ask questions or help you build out a particular project or something. It's incredible. There's never been a more exciting time to think about a career in IT.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. The biggest reason why I love technology is just the never ending opportunity to grow and learn something new. You never get bored, right?
Yeah, no,
So
yeah,
drinking, and that's the reason why I also got into technology. So thanks for validating that. I tell people all the time, if you're ready to learn and grow and never stop,
yep.
technology,
Technology, no doubt.
technology. And then Microsoft, man, like I see here, I know we have a lot of friends, common friends from Microsoft.
Oh
I've
yeah.
been out of the field for about a year now.
Okay.
But I absolutely love Microsoft. Love the products. Love the people.
Yep.
Um, Tell us a little bit more. How did you get into Microsoft? What do you do now at Microsoft?
Yeah. So currently, I'm a global partner development manager at Microsoft, and I'll get into that here in just a second. You asked me how did I get into Microsoft, so let me tell you that journey, and then I'll tell you a little bit about what I do. So, as I was mentioning earlier, I worked for Dell. I was in their healthcare and life sciences space. But there is a saying at Dell, and I don't know if it's appropriate to say here, but I'm gonna say it anyway, right? When you start at Dell, they say it's your best first and third job, because I came in, although at a manager role, like you to scale up to the career heights that I had ambitions to reach, it was
Mm,
going to be a longer journey. And so sometimes you almost have to exit for a while and then come back. And that's where the
okay.
third job comes in. But as much as I enjoyed the time and the experience and the people, there was just something about Microsoft that attracted me. It was the cutting edge technology, the fact that if you're selling more on premises solutions like you had at Dell, there was your very
Mm,
simple competitors. It was Dell, Lenovo, HP. Obviously, Microsoft had a Surface device that had just started to hit the market not too soon, not too later thereafter. But when you think about Microsoft, what brought me to this company is that it's almost like the oxygen in the room. Everybody needs it. So regardless
yeah.
of what organization you work for, the Microsoft productivity suite is there. Everybody's using PowerPoint, Excel, Word, Outlook, and the time I joined Microsoft is right. It was another moment of massive change, and this is when we started to move from on-prem to the
Mm,
cloud. Right. This is when Office 365 first came out. This is when we really started to get our Azure platform into market. And so the timing for me just felt right. So everybody's heard of this 30, 60, 90-day plan, right?
yeah.
I have a thing called the negative 30-day plan. Would you like me to tell you a little bit about it?
I think I seen you posting something
Yeah,
about it. Tell me more. Yeah.
yeah, I'll tell you about it for those who you can go to my LinkedIn page, you'll see it. But everybody knows a 30, a 30, 60, 90-day plan. This is what I'm gonna do in 30 days. Here's what I want to reach in 60 days. Here's where I want to be in 90 days. Well, when you're going into a new career opportunity, I believe fundamentally in the negative 30-day plan. And these are the activities that you do prior to getting the job or even prior to the interview. So what are the things that you can do in those 30 days? Well, if you're going after a particular role, so let's think about if you're external, right, and you want to go work for a company that you don't currently work for. Well, what are the things you can do in terms of research? Understand the company strategy. Who is their CEO? How long has this company been in business? Where are they headquartered? Have they made any recent mergers, acquisitions?
Mm.
Anything of note that will demonstrate when you go into an interview that you've done more than just cursory research. You've actually done extensive research into the organization and you understand their mission statement, what solutions they bring to market, and how these solutions fit the customer need. The other thing you can do in that 30-day plan is, again, I talked about knowing who the right leaders are, the everyone from the CEO to any person, maybe the person you're meeting with, right? Maybe you're going to be interviewing with a manager. Do your research, find out what you can on LinkedIn. I'm not suggesting you go stalking anybody, but there is information out there. And so, for instance, let's say you want a job at Microsoft and you're working and you don't work there currently. You're going to interview with a guy named John Smith. You have John Smith's email address, or you have his name, or maybe some information about where he's located based on what you've learned. Do a LinkedIn search, right? Find out this person. As you start to go through their LinkedIn page, you may find out, oh wow, we went to the same school, or wow, just like you and I just found out, Davison,
Mhm.
we both had some background in communications, right?
Yeah.
And so that could be an entry point going into the interview versus just talking about, well, yes, I'm qualified and here are my qualifications. Now you can kind of make the conversation a little bit more organic. It's more personal because you can kind of start to build on the relation. At the end of the day, you know what the interview is? It's just another opportunity to sell, but not instead of selling a product, you're selling yourself. And
Mm.
those are the things that I do in the negative 30 days. Learn the company strategy, any mergers or recent acquisitions, anything of note. And then the people that either you're going to be interviewing with or the organization that you may report into if you get the job. What do you know about that organization? What do you know about the leaders on that team? So if you can figure out a way to put that into your negative 30-day plan, when you get into that interview, you're doing something and delivering a talk track that is way beyond what the person who will be interviewing before you or after you. It's game changing.
I love it. I love it because you know that I focus on helping people get jobs, right? So that in tech sales funnels, and then that's one of the things that I teach a lot. And as you're talking, it reminded me that when I was interviewing for Microsoft, during the interview process, I dropped one of the Azure assessments, security assessments, or
Mhm.
something that the hiring manager. No, it was not the hiring manager. It was a hiring manager. He was like, "How do you know about this thing?" Not even people he internally knows or uses, and then you don't even what it is, and you want to apply
Mhm.
on this role play and stuff. So he was, but because of the research, right? Super important. Everyone, go back like 5 minutes here. What Marcus just described is one of the most important things you can do in order to prepare for any an interview.
Yeah, and
Uh,
so for me, I just applied that principle. I went into the interview, and so I knew as a PDM, and if it's okay, I'll talk about the PDM
yeah,
role.
100% yes.
Yeah, so it was a PDM role that I was going after, and it was based in Austin, and it was going to be managing a partner of Microsoft that was based in Austin. So what did I do?
Mm.
I learned everything I could about that partner. Once I got on LinkedIn, I found out that I knew several people, or I had worked with people in the past that were sales managers. So what I identified one of them, reached out to him because I actually had his number. Hey, can I take you to lunch? Yes. Took him to lunch, tell me about this company. Tell me about what you understand about the partnership with Microsoft today. Where is this company headed? Where are the strengths?
Mm.
Where are the opportunity areas? So that's all rounded out my negative 30-day plan. When I got into the interview, I wasn't just going in there and saying, well, yeah, I have this certification, and I've
Wow.
skilled up here. Now I'm talking about the CEO. Now I'm talking about this partner's corporate strategy. Now I'm talking about the type of partnership that they have with Microsoft. So where the person that interviewed in front of me or after
Like,
me won't talk about any of these things, I'm bringing a whole different type. So once I did that, it's like, this is the person for the job. And I was an external hire, and I beat out 3 internal candidates because I
mm,
brought something to that. It's all about differentiation, right?
mm,
Don't just show up, show out. Find a way to differentiate yourself and make a lasting impression on the people that you're going to be interviewing for. So that's what I did. The PDM role, let me tell you a little bit about that if it's okay.
yes.
So essentially, everyone understands sales, right? You're a sales executive or an account executive. You have a book of business. You have X number of customers, and your goal is to help them by understanding what solution your organization offers that meets their business needs, right? And in some cases, you may have an acquisition hunting type patch of customers, right? It may be white space, or it could be kind of a retention and development play where you own customers who are already purchasing, and your job is to
Mm,
cultivate and grow those customers at whatever financial milestone is going to take place, whether it's a renewal or recycle. So when you're in the partner role or a partner development manager, the partner is your customer. And my job, basically, in a nutshell, is to help my partner orient, transform their business to keep pace with Microsoft's priorities and how our priorities land with our partners. And that comes from everything from executive level sponsorship engagement and influence, having tight integration at the partner across alliance, across sales, across services, helping the partner with skilling and readiness, and helping their teams get certified. So Microsoft is a large, broad, complex
mm,
organization. You have sales, you have marketing, you have product. And so you basically work as a quarterback, and you have to take all of these things, look at where your partner is, their journey, where their areas are of opportunity, and then take all these priorities and then whittle them down to the things that are truly the priority. Because again, if everything's a priority, nothing's a priority. And
yeah.
if Microsoft has its way, we would have our partners doing 30 things at one time.
Yeah.
That's not sustainable. It's not scalable. But what's made me successful in the role that I've been in is that I understand my partner, and I take the tools that Microsoft has on the table, and those are the tools that I bring to my partner, and I use my influence, or you've heard of the phrase influence without authority, right? I
Mm,
don't work for my partner, and the people there don't work for me, but I've earned the trusted advisor status, so they understand when I say this is an area that we need to work together, we need to better, we need to partner, then
they
they
listen.
buy into it because I've earned the right, because I've helped them win before, and I
Mm,
bring things to them that truly matter to not only Microsoft but to their business as well.
wow. It sounds like a perfect partnership right there.
Yeah, it
That's
takes a toll. I've been working with this same partner. I was their U.S. partner development manager for 10 years, and I'm approaching 2 years as their global partner development manager. So,
mm,
where the first 10 years was all about helping them build out their business and strengthening the partnership and helping them be more effective in not only just selling Microsoft technologies, but also leveraging their services to help drive deployment, consumption, adoption, monthly active usage. Now I do that on a global scale. So I have remit not only of the Americas, but Canada, Europe, Asia. So my
wow.
role in my remit is now global, which is fun. I had to took me a while to get used to some of the time zone conflicts, or taking calls at 3 in the morning, or staying up to 11 o'clock to take calls because of the different time zones and where people are based in the world. But it's a very fulfilling career. Don't get me wrong. There's days where I'm like, why do I do what I do? But at the end of the day, it's a great opportunity. It's a great organization. It's ever changing. But if you're in it for the long haul, you can definitely win.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that are they think about the big tech organizations, Microsoft, IBM, and Google, and all that. They are not thinking about the partner ecosystem. It's huge. There's so many partners that they can go work for and sell the same technology, um, and they're missing out on a lot of opportunities. Just like
Mm-hmm.
the big partner, the global partner that you help to manage from the Microsoft side. There's probably a lot of opportunities there. What would you say to the people who are trying to scale up in their career, like um, find career development and growth? What do you think about this whole partner ecosystem?
Yeah, I mean, there, again, the partner ecosystem is all about people. So if you ever have opportunities, whether you're currently employed or you're in between, it's all about people. Number one, right? You have to build those relationships, make those lasting, those impressions, and to find different ways of networking. You've heard the expression, your network is your network worth, and that's true. But like when you're trying to get into an organization, you're looking for your next career move, those relationships go very far. From there, it's all about differentiation. Like, what is it about you? How do you find that thing or those things that are just really unique to you and your personality, and you not only embrace them, but you take them to the next level. Like, find different ways, because there's people that are like super savvy in technology, but they could not sell, they couldn't sell anything, right? They couldn't sell a shoe to a person walking on hot coal. Some people just don't have that, right? And then some people have a great personality, but when it comes to sales, they get a little nervous, right? So you got to find those areas, and then also take your skills and match it up to the right, not only the right job, but the right opportunity within an organization, right? That kind of matches your skill. Don't go after every job. You need to be unique also, right? And you need to
Mm-hmm.
be, what's the word I'm looking for? You need to make certain that you have a standard and say, sure, this company is hiring and they have this job, but that's not right for me. So you need to be selective yourself, because when I go into an interview, as much as I know they're interviewing me, I'm also interviewing those organizations too.
Exactly.
Does this organization have the right company culture? Is their culture and their internal strategy aligned to my own personal strategy, right? So there's got to be some complementary factors there. Don't just chase a job just to chase a job. Now I get it. I mean, there's people that's like, hey, I need to get a job. I got to get a check coming in. Totally understand that. And I'm not telling anybody to pass on a job. But what I am saying is that you have to continuously look for new ways to reinvent yourself, grow, develop. Take those certifications, make certain that you take advantage of opportunity for different skilling. And I said it earlier, AI is changing the entire landscape. AI can write out an entire curriculum for you in 60 seconds. So again, if you look at AI as an adversary or just a neutral entity on the side, well, you're probably not doing yourself justice, right? But if you look at ways to integrate AI into the way you approach not only your professional life, hell, even your personal life, the applications are endless.
Mm-hmm.
I have taken my productivity across nearly every corner of my life to the next level because I'm using technology like AI on a daily basis and looking for ways to streamline, optimize, and get the most out of my time. Taking the very administrative things off my plate, giving that to AI, and focusing my time, energy, and attention on things that are more strategic that I really need to focus on. But
I'm,
it's a great time. It's interesting. Nobody's going to tell you where the market, the industry is going to be in the next 3 years. Nobody can tell you because it's still writing itself. I mean, we are literally flying. We are literally building the plane while we're flying right now.
fine. And I'm pretty sure you're doing really well because I swear I think you multiplied yourself with AI. I think
Yeah,
there's three Marcuses out there. In
yeah,
fact, there is one that we haven't even touched. And I know that the reason why you do that is because you're being so efficient with your time and you do so well at Microsoft and you have um, your whole DJ career and gigs and things that we see on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
How do you? I think the people who are listening to this right now, who knows you, like, how do you balance this? Because a lot of people are trying to do stuff, and you just mentioned AI, and I'm pretty sure you're using
Oh
AI
yeah.
to do a lot of stuff.
No, I'm just gonna bring it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not. I didn't come on here to tell people things that were aspirational that weren't grounded in reality, right? I'm all about being a realist when it comes to things like this. I mentioned earlier in this session that I spent my first years out of college, actually even interning in radio. So that itch, that affinity for music, never left, and so I'll be 52 in a few months, but right after I turned 50, I remember waking up in the middle of the night and my wife said, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" And I said, "I want to be a DJ again." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "I want to do it." And so at that point in time, I really didn't know what that meant. I just knew that I was not going to waste another day letting something sit in the back of my head that I felt was a dream of mine that I never took the time to bring to fruition. So I
Mm,
started training, I started learning, I started doing research, watching videos. At this time, AI had just started to emerge, so I
yeah.
was able to leverage some of that information and just how automated the process was to get to the source and the root of what I needed. And AI helped in that exponentially, right? And so it took me a while, probably a year before things kind of got into place. I got my equipment, and I remember it was a little over a year ago. I get a phone call from an ex colleague because I had just started putting some content out on social media, and he saw me DJ it. At that point in time, I'm like, I am not ready to DJ in front of anybody. But he called me up and he said, "Hey, I see you're DJing, and I wanted to know, or would you be open to coming to do the DJ the mixer at this corporate event that I'm doing?" And I'm like, "Hold on for a second." Like, yeah, my calendar looks available. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm available. Let's do it. So I got my first break. It was in Dallas, in your backyard, and I
Nice.
wasn't ready. I didn't think I was ready, but I nailed it because you know what? I
Yeah.
believe in I'll call it the 6 P's, but for this podcast, I'll call it the 5. Right? It's prior preparation prevents poor performance. Right?
Mm,
So I did the preparation, and at that point, I wasn't just doing a negative 30-day plan. I was doing a negative 360-day plan. I had did my prep. I did the research. I made the investments. I knew what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, and so I did this gig, and it worked. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to be fearful anymore. I'm going to go all in because you know what? I'm good at what I do at Microsoft, and I'm gonna get real personal with you if it's okay. Is it
oh
okay
yeah,
if I get real
100%.
personal with you? And I know we're probably getting close on time.
That's fine. You good?
Um, I had recently I had decided that I was not going to drink alcohol anymore, and my weekends had been consumed with activities where having a drink or a beer was always kind of the thing, right? And
Yeah.
when I woke up the next day, I was not my best self. I wasn't my best person, and so when I stopped right after I turned 50, um, I had this big void in my life. And so
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's where the DJ stuff could fit in. And so between me being prepared, I had this void and I had the space, the energy to really fill this space with something that I was passionate about. And that's what I did. I tell people all the time that I hear folks say, "Oh, I need to start doing this. I got to start doing this." Well, let me tell you something. Before, if you are at a place in life and you're in a season in life where you want to start doing something and you never seem to have the space or the time or the energy to do it, you know what that means? That means you need to stop doing something first. And for me, I had to stop drinking, and that's what I did. And
Mm,
that wasn't like I had a problem or was nothing was going on that was making it where I couldn't work or nothing like that.
right.
It just wasn't enabling me to be the best version of myself. And so once I stopped, now every other part of my life is it's went through the roof. So
Wow.
I took that business, I opened it, turned it into a full out LLC, and I'm here to tell you right now, Davidson, 1 year in, I have DJ'd over 20 events.
Wow.
I've DJed 7 weddings. I have 7 weddings.
Booked.
That are booked. 2 corporate events. I did a wedding 2 days ago. I have another one in 2 weeks. I have another one the weekend after that. I'm flying out to Washington. The same guy that hired me for my first gig is flying me out to Washington, D.C., actually Reston, Virginia, to DJ that event. Some birthday parties, and so now I'm only not only doing what I love in corporate America at Microsoft,
Yeah.
uh, but I'm also providing this incredible service to customers, doing something that I just completely love. So anything is possible, but you gotta put the work in, put the grind in, and just make it happen. So yeah, and so I go by the
That's
name
amazing.
DJ Marco Polo. You can find me on my website, the djmarcopolo.net. And I'm available on all social medias at the DJ Marco Polo. Yes, I am willing to travel if you're not in the Texas area.
I I saw that. You're like, I go like 30 miles out, and by the way, he takes his wife. He's a business partner. So hey,
Yeah, man.
that's
Hardest working man in
amazing.
the show business right now.
People taking out, corporate family on the business side. That you
Yeah,
found a way to blend both, man. That's amazing.
yeah.
Inspirational.
Thank you.
Inspirational.
Thank you. Thank you.
Seriously, I commend you. You're like top 1% of corporate America who can do really well and you can live your dreams and the energy that you bring, it's probably even higher, and you probably being able to do even more for. I mean, just thinking like you jump on calls now with your partner, they there's different type of conversation, there's a different type of trust
Right.
because you're not even like even trying to sell and do anything. It's just like they know you a little bit better, and that makes a huge
Mhm.
difference.
Oh yeah, no
Huge
doubt
difference.
about it. It's been a great journey. I almost feel like I work for two organizations, working for
DJ Marco.
Microsoft for the last 12 years. Well, three really, and then I work for my partner. I've been with them for 12 years, and now I have the DJ Marco Polo business. And yeah, so life is lifing. It's keeping me busy. Some long days. I think I put in like 13, 14 hours on some days. Some days I'm putting in 15 hours. But you know what? I know that I'm building something and I believe in what I'm doing. And I know I'm doing the right thing because my soul and my spirit is talking to me in a different kind of way. My energy is just on a different level of
Man, like
vibration. So I know I'm doing the right thing right now.
yeah, 100%. And you say you're 52, and I know that in order to do all this stuff, you take care of yourself first,
Oh, yeah.
your health. And I see you some of your workouts and all that. It's
Oh,
too
yeah.
close here, man. Like, cause we can't go for hours, and this is a fire here.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
um, what is okay? So let's Marcus, like maybe 20 years ago, like in retail. You're doing well, doing great. Um, would you ever imagine this life now, 20 years in technology and doing all the DJ and all the like super 52, a lot of energy?
Yep, never in a I remember when I was younger and I thought of people that were 52 that were old, over the hill.
Talking about retirement, right?
Yeah, I ain't talking about retirement, and it's just like for me, I'm just getting started. Like
No,
I'm in
I
the
feel
zone right now, and I say that with all respect and all humility, but like I feel like I'm living my purpose right now, and I think aside from just really continuing down this path, the other thing that's really, and this is the next chapter for me, is all about not only philanthropy but mentorship,
mm,
sponsorship. So I probably mentor like 6 or 7 people today that are either early in their career or, maybe they've been doing what they're doing for a while, but they're kind of stuck. Some are even older than me. So I'm somebody. I opened up with the fact that I like to bring positive energy into the world, and so that's the thing that I'm really starting to like embrace and lean into is like just finding ways to be more proactive and programmatic about the channels in which I can offer, sponsorship and mentorships. And I had a buddy of mine bring me out to Seattle, and I spent a week out there meeting with this nonprofit organization and a group of students in different
mm,
cohorts that they work with to help them immerse themselves in technology. And it was probably some of the most rewarding time of my life, just being there to help people. And I shared some personal testimonies like I'm doing here. And they all came up to me at the end. It's like, man, you just made me think and believe in something that I didn't believe in myself because I heard you say it. And so that right there matters.
Man, that's like right there to close this thing. Like that's what we are all about, right? It's just like making that loop and find a way to give back. That's one of the reasons why I created this podcast, is to interview people like you, because people need to hear those stories. Like they're hidden out there a lot of times, and then it will inspire someone to do something different. I guarantee you. And this time was valuable. I truly appreciate you joining.
Thank you, Davidson.
I can feel the fire, man. You're just starting. You're just starting.
Starting, baby. Yeah, let's talk again. I promise you, man. It's gonna be bigger and better.
Congratulations! Now I know you're a DJ, so I'm thinking about putting up some events for tech sellers, like here in Texas, and
holler at your boy, DJ Marco Polo.
Let's go! Thank you so much. That was amazing. Probably one of the most energetic and optimistic, positive, whatever I can define this podcast. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for your time as well, Davidson. You have a great day, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Tech Sales Funnels podcast, where we crack the code and uncover the strategies to break into tech sales. If you found value in today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who's ready to hack their way into this exciting career. Remember, hacking into tech sales isn't just a goal, it's a mission. Let's keep hacking, learning, and winning together. Catch you next time.